mean, it's super exciting. This has turned into like such a big thing, and everybody knows about Comic-Con, and everybody wants to go, and it's always sold out. So like, we're really lucky that we get to come and like really experience it. It's awesome.
It's about two girls from totally different parts of New York who are both broke at the same time. I play Max, who has been broke all her life, and she's very practical, very tough, very Brooklyn, and she works in a diner. It's one of her jobs. And then one day in walks Caroline.
And I have a Upper East Side trust fund princess who went to Wharton Business School, whose father is kind of like a Madoff and steals from all of New York City. And she ends up going to Brooklyn to get a job because none of her Upper East Side friends will see her there. And she meets Max, who thankfully like takes her under her wing, and we end up moving in together. And we try to start this cupcake business, which we need a lot of money to start up. So we're gonna have to work a bunch of odd jobs, and hilarity will ensue.
Just comedy all over the place.
Comedy like crazy.
Yeah. Whitney Cummings, who's an amazing stand-up comic and writer. There's a lot of her in my character, Max, so a lot of my sass comes from Whitney. And then Michael Patrick King, who's a genius, obviously.
Yeah.
They're both heavily involved, so I think, and they're
we
both...
hit like comedy gold with the two of them for sure. And they're both such great people too. It was like an instant family during the shoot of the pilot. It was awesome. Yeah. Well, she's worked with him on Sex and the City before, which is awesome.
Yeah. He gave me my first big job, which was an episode of Sex and the City when I was like 12 or 13, and it sort of changed things for me in terms of like the jobs I started to get after that, and it sort of came full circle, and he gave me another amazing job. So
I was like so excited to even just audition for him. Like my first audition for him, I was like, oh my god, it's Michael Patrick King. I'm a big Sex and the City fan, so obviously, like, who isn't?
Garrett
Morris. He's hilarious.
I grew up idolizing that whole SNL cast. It was a big influence on me growing up. So to have him around is surreal and amazing. Like I try not to like stare at him or ask too many questions, but sometimes like he starts talking, I just drop whatever I'm doing and listen and try to be cool.
He's also like the kindest man. Like he loves our show. Like he's so into it. He's like the sweetest guy in the whole world.
Yeah,
so
he's rad. And Jonathan Kite,
hilarious, who
and
plays
Matthew
Oleg,
Moy.
And Matthew Moy, who plays Han Lee. They're wonderful as well.
We're
lucky.
It feels like a very classic sort of couple.
It totally does. Yeah.
And it's a couple of badass girls, which is something you don't see a lot, and we get all the good jokes, we get all the punchlines.
That's the most fun. Yeah.